Take a look. Bask in our future set. What we got coming to you, it's not HDTV, it's MSG, and this is the betting exchange. We can't wait to move into our new digs. Trust me.
We are excited.
And you know, we love playing games here. We love to party. Some of the best parties are when you can BYOP.
Oh.
And for us bettors, it's bring your own parlay, where we're bringing our own parlays across the NFL, the MLB, and the NHL. And Alex Glaze, our resident sports betting expert, is going to pick which one of us three has the parlays that we are going to play. Check out all of our rules right there. You already know the vibes, and we're going to get right to it. Katie, hit me with your parlay.
All right, I've cooked up a little parlay. Hopefully you like it, Alex, and I win this game. First up for the NFL, I'm looking at the Bucs versus the Eagles. Yes, I like the Eagles to cover, but I'm taking the Bucs money line, baby. They are 9-1 straight up in their last 10 away games, and Tom Brady doesn't really lose in prime time. So we're going with the Bucs money line there. Next up for the NHL, I'm looking at the Islanders versus the Hurricanes, and I'm taking the Islanders money line. That's up plus 110. These are two divisional powerhouses, and yes, the Canes do look a little bit better on paper. They have one of the best power plays in the league, but they're not that disciplined, right? So if I'm looking at the Islanders, they're one of the most disciplined teams in the league, and they're better at goaltending and better defenders, which is why I like the Islanders plus the 110 here on the money line. And then Giants versus Dodgers. You know I'm going with the Giants here, and that's because Webb is pitching. I mean, the guy's been absolutely lights out. He's 13-0 at home as a starter, so give me the Giants and Webb.
All right, I like that energy. I like what you got cooking. Eric, what you got on the plate today?
For my parlay, I have the Cowboys on the money line over the New England Patriots. Listen, Dak Prescott's out of his mind this year. Comeback player of the year already. He's going to keep it moving for this season. Next, for the NHL, I got the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line over the Detroit Red Wings. Now, Tampa Bay got disappointed in their season opener. I'm looking for them to bounce back. They're going to be in that title contention at the end of the year, so you're not going to have too many of those L's. Now, lastly, on the Major League, I'm going Astros, negative 1.5 over the Boston Red Sox. Listen, I like this Astros team. They have so much offense. They got experience. I'm rolling with the Stros.
All right. I like what you got to say. It's the Eric Coleman. Katie, I love what you have to say. But ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the rest. And now it's time to hear the best. What I got on my parlay. First, we're going Tom Brady over 2.5 touchdowns. And you know what we say, Katie? Life is too short to bet the over, right? I don't care what his thumb is doing, all right? TB12 method is going to have him cooking. The Eagles have been cooked by some of the best quarterbacks in the game. Not to mention, Tom is averaging 3 touchdowns. Like, come on, this is a good one for me. Next, I'm going straight homer. Rangers, money line against the Dallas Stars. They got their kinks out earlier. You know, the Capitals, it's all right. Every dog has his day, but they're playing at home. It's the home opener. And look, Dallas hasn't played a game yet. So the Rangers already got the kinks out, and they may be able to take advantage of a little bit of rust there. So that's what I'm hoping on. And finally, I'm going with the Los Angeles Dodgers on the money line. Look, I know last week I said I was riding with the Giants, and that was probably with a little bit more of my head than my heart. But look, Davis Webb, I know Webb is pitching tonight, but I think the Dodgers have the momentum. They're going to be way more patient. And this is epitome of a pick'em. These are two of the best teams, and whoever wins is going to win the World Series,
great game,
in my opinion. And I just need the Dodgers to take this for me and make my parlay hit. So, Alex, you've heard everything that to say. Make your decision.
Okay.
Which parlay would you play?
First of all, I like something from everybody's parlay for sure, but the one that I like is actually. I'm gonna go through everyone's first before I get the one I like. I'm gonna tease you guys a little bit. Katie, I like yours I like yours except for the Giants pick. I didn't like that. I think Webb is going to be in a bad spot tonight. I mean, look, he's been good at home, but it's like it's only his second postseason start, so maybe a little bit of a choke situation here. He hasn't been in this spot before. Must-win situation, so that's a big game for him. Eric, I liked your parlay a lot, but I don't like betting run lines, especially in the playoffs. Jeff, I really liked yours because I like the Dodgers tonight, and I like the Rangers to bounce back. They might have lost against the Capitals, but they played really, really well. So they're coming home. They can keep that going. I like them to win as well. So I like Jeff. Jeff is my win.
I mean, look, Alex, Cash App, Venmo, check. whatever you need, it'll all be in the mail. Maybe I'll throw a little something on the parlay so that we can both bask in the excellence of our picks. But yo, seriously though,
We
y'all
can
had
talk
some
tomorrow.
great picks.
We can
Y'all
talk
had some great
tomorrow
picks.
after the Giants win this game. All right, guys.
Yeah, I like this parlay action, though. You get the best of all the different worlds.
Oh yeah, 100%. And all you need is a little bit to make a lot. Alex, if there was one pick on that parlay that you would definitely pick as a lock, which one would you go to?
Dodgers money line tonight. That's where I'm
Killing
rolling.
me.
I really don't like the Giants. I'm sorry, Katie. I know
Hurts me.
you're from the Bay Area. I know you're a Bay Area girl, but I think the Dodgers are going to handle business tonight and get it done.
All right, it hurts my feelings, but, look, I think the Dodgers, of course, defending champions, one of the best teams in baseball. I get it. I just think that Webb has it tonight. I think he's got this stuff.
Got the juice?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that the Dodgers, they're going to bring back that New York energy, that New York team energy. And they have a lot to atone for. And they are the defending champions. At some point, Eric, don't we got to put some respect on the defending champions?
Got to put some respect on their name. They've been there
respect.
before. They got the pedigree. They got the experience. Hey, when the heat is on, the champions always arise.
All right.
I love that, and I love BYOP. We're going to be bringing more in the future to you. And when we come back, you already know the vibes. We're talking NBA tip-off. It's the Betting Exchange live on MSG. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Betting Exchange, and it's time to tip things off. What do you guys say?
I love it. Let's
Love
get it
it.
I
going.
love it. All right, well, the NBA tips off next week, and this is the best time for fans. This is when we're the most hopeful. Everybody's sitting down thinking, this is going to be our year, right?
Yeah.
And then the first game starts and things start to trickle down. From there. It totally depends. But let's look at some NBA futures, and why not look in our own backyard at the Atlantic Division? Now, of course, we all know the Nets are very, very heavily favored with the public and also odds makers. It's at minus 280 right now, very high. So it's probable that they're going to win this division, but that's not really fun to talk about here. So let's talk about our best long shot bets to win the division. I'll start with you.
All right, well, there's no better place to start than home. I'm going with the Knicks plus 3,000 to win the Atlantic Division. And understand, the Nets are still the class of the division, right? But for this as a long shot bet, I would need a lot of things to happen. But I feel confident in the fact that they've upgraded their offense with Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. Yep. What they may give up a little bit on defense, they're gaining with that offense. And if you've watched them in the preseason, that defensive pressure is still there. I think their continuity and the fact that they go after every game to Tom Thibodeau matters. So if they put it together, they can make an outside chance. We still don't know what's going on with Philly and Ben Simmons. The Nets have the issue with Kyrie. And then Boston, I'm looking at their point guard play. Like, is Marcus Smart able to take that next step and run their offense the way they can?
Right.
So with all that being said, I think the Knicks, while they may not win the Atlantic Division in terms of a long lock, this is a secure one for me.
Okay, Knicks at plus 3,000. What do you like?
Well, listen, I do love the Knicks. I love their team. They're scrappy. Tom Thibodeau, I love the way they play defense. They get after it every game, like you said. But if I'm going to pick a long shot, I'm going to Philly.
Okay.
I know they've had a lot of distractions with Ben Simmons in the offseason. He's coming close to getting back to practice. And when they're running on all cylinders, this team is nobody to mess with. Joel Embiid, one of the best centers in the game, arguably probably the best center in the game. Ben Simmons, he can't shoot threes, free throws, but he can take you down in the paint. He can run that offense. Everything runs through him. And the team that they put together is something special. Doc Rivers does a great job of having this team prepared. And this division is going to be a tough one. And if I had to pick someone in a dogfight, I might go with the Sixers.
Okay, going with the Sixers. Alex, what are you looking at?
Well, I like the Knicks, like Jeff said, for a number of the reasons he said. I want to talk about Eric's pick, though, with the Sixers, because I think there are a lot of questions about the Sixers that we just don't know. We don't know if Ben Simmons is going to be playing for Philadelphia right now, so I would probably stay away from them there. I think Boston has a good team, but the Knicks, they're a good team. They're a playoff team, won 41 games last year, and remember, that was a season where there were only 72 games. So if you're asking me to pick a long shot, I probably would pick the Knicks. And we're talking about a lot of things have to happen for the Nets to go down. Not really. Think about how banged up and how injured they were last year. I mean, we don't know what's going on with Kyrie. KD and Harden have been injured before and have had to miss considerable amounts of time. I think that the Knicks could be a good play here.
All right, well, I'm riding with everybody on this one. I like the Knicks as well, basically for all the same reasons that you guys said. I mean, the Celtics obviously have some star players there, but I feel like there's still a little bit of a rebuild. And Philly, we don't know what's going on with Ben Simmons. He showed up, but we don't know how that's going to happen. And then, of course, the Nets, we think they're winning this one. So I'm going to go with the Knicks on this one as well. They surprised everybody with that 4th seed in the Eastern Conference last year. I think it's only going to get better. And a plus 3,000, it's worth a little sprinkle, guys, right?
Exactly.
All right, Alex, I want to talk to you about 2 things. First, is there any other future bets that you are looking at that we should consider, considering we're kind of all, except for Eric, riding on the Knicks?
Well, sure. We're talking about the Knicks here, and I brought up they won 41 games last year. I would go with the Knicks team total for regular season wins over 41.5 wins. I mean, they won 41 games last year, and now they're going back to 82 games this season. I think that the Knicks could that team, they could win more than half their games this year. Because remember, in order to make the playoffs in the East, kind of for the past couple of years, the rule of thumb is you have to win 50% of your games. So you're asking me if the Knicks can make the playoffs this year? I think they can.
All right, yeah, I mean, definitely all of us do. So let's take a look at all of our picks here up on the screen. Great. All right, Alex, also looking at the Nets right now, you know, Kyrie, big question mark there. Not really a question mark, I guess he's not playing. Do you think that this has affected the odds a lot? I mean, they were favored higher before that.
I really don't, because when you, again, look back at last year, there was only a couple games where Durant, Harden, and Kyrie were all healthy and all playing at the same time. It's really been 2 guys the whole time. So I don't really see a big movement happening regardless of what happens with Kyrie.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any other bets that you guys like looking at the season here for
I mean,
Atlanta?
when you talk about Brooklyn, you know, they brought Patty Mills in at point guard. They got a solid point guard. Everyone's going to stay healthy this season, so I like the Nets too.
Watch Joel Embiid for MVP again. He was the clear cut last year before he got injured and didn't play, and I'd see a resurgence for him.
All right, I like that as well. You're watching The Betting Exchange live on MSG. Next up, it's the Big Bet Theory. We'll be right back.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Betting Exchange live at MSG. I'm jumping the gun because I'm ready to play the Big Bet Theory. We're asking questions along the spectrum of sports and betting. You get that question right, you get points. You get it wrong, your opponent gets the chance to steal, and the winner gives us your New York Sure Shot, which is your local team lock. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stay ready.
You see how hyped I am. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go right in the screen. So y'all better be ready to get these points.
Yes.
You heard? All right. First question worth 150 points. The Knicks, the New York Knicks, kick off their season this Wednesday night against the Boston Celtics. Now, before the season starts, here's your question. What's your prediction for Julius Randle's points per game? And whoever comes the closest is the win. All right, Katie.
Well, he averages 24 points per game last season, so I'm assuming it's around the same, so we'll go 24.
Okay. You saying 24?
24.
All right, cool. What do you think?
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say 26. He's going to ball out this year.
26? All right. So we're going to go reverse kind of prices right. You said 24. The answer is 23.8 points per game.
Okay. Well,
so yeah, I'm going to give you that. Yeah, it was but you came the closest.
Right.
So Katie is the winner. So now, Alex, you said before you would take the over in 41.5. Is there any other prop bets surrounding the Knicks that you think is a good bet?
Well, if you're going to bet the over for the win total, Knicks to make the playoffs, that's one that I definitely would back, because like I said earlier, in the East, the past couple of years, if the team can win over 50% of their games, they're going to make the playoffs. So I think the Knicks can do that if they get over that win total.
All right, and we need to get you over that point total, because Katie got 150 points, and we locking right back in. Question 2, we talking NHL worth 200 points. The NHL season is officially underway as the New York Rangers are getting ready to face the Dallas Stars in their home opener. Which team is more likely to score first in the game?
Same time. I don't know.
Rangers.
That is correct. The
Yes,
Rangers are the
Dominica.
favorite at minus 130. The Stars at plus 105. Alex, like betting on hockey, there's a whole lot of prop bets. What are some of the other props that you like?
All right, full disclosure, I'm not a big hockey bettor, but if you're asking me to pick a prop that I like doing anytime score, kind of like football with anytime touchdowns, just kind of like you're never out of it. So that's my mentality. You're always in it. You can always have some fun there. So that's always something to do. If you like betting hockey, it's going to keep you engaged for sure.
Yep.
Right. And this is the game of the anytime scorer, so we need you to get it right to score at any time. We got a good game going on. Question 3, all right? So we talked about the Chargers stud, Justin Herbert, early in the show. This weekend, he's tied at plus 1,000 for 3rd most passing yards on Sunday. Who is the other QB at plus 1,000?
Is it Aaron Rodgers?
No, it is not. Eric, can you steal?
Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott is correct. 250 points for Eric.
There we go.
Now,
Or something.
Alex, let me ask you. Herbert has more favorable odds at plus 1,000, but his opponent this week, Lamar Jackson, has proven his passing ability, and he sits at a much steeper plus 3,000. With that big difference in pay, would you take the riskier bet?
I probably wouldn't, because when you look at Lamar's numbers, almost a third of those yards came last week against the Colts, right? I mean, listen, the Ravens play in the AFC North, where you got to run the football, you got to play defense. The Ravens want to run the football. They like to run the football. Lamar can pass, but the Chargers and Justin Herbert, he passes so much more, and that's what their offense is built for. So I don't really see a lot of value in Lamar in that spot.
All right, Katie, I'm going to need your offense to be built for getting these questions correct.
I gotta put some
We
more
need you to
value
get back
on
again.
this.
Put some more value, all right?
Okay.
This question is worth 250 points. Now, the NBA season hasn't even started yet, so instead of making you try to predict the best teams, let's switch things up a little bit. Can you name the state with the best odds to bring home the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
It's gotta be New York.
New York State, Brooklyn resides in the New York State at plus 175. Now, Alex, let me ask you a question. The field is the safest bet here, representing almost 2/3 of the NBA teams, like the Bucks, the Jazz, the Suns, the Nuggets, and all other playoff teams. Do you play it safe here and play the field, or are the bigger markets too dominant to pass up?
No. You definitely take the field here. I mean, the Bucks are the defending champs, right? And then you got the Jazz, they're legit. The Nuggets are going to be healthy, and they're going to be a problem this year. And the Suns were just playing in the finals. So I would take the field here for sure before I bet on New York or LA.
All right. Well, the field is set here because Eric is our Big Bet Theory champion
can't beat
today,
you.
and will give us the New York Short Shot. He's been
go.
on fire. How you feeling, man?
I feel great. Another victory against Katie. Listen,
I know.
It's been a dominant performance this season, so, you got to take the good with the bad. But
Yeah, I'm gonna come back hot next week, all right? Just be prepared is all I gotta say.
Well, I need y'all to lock it. I love this competition, by the way. It always comes down to the wire. You only won by 50 points, so, you're getting closer.
I'm
You're
getting
getting
closer.
closer, but soon, very soon, we will see the rise of Katie Mox in Big
Like a
Bet
phoenix
Theory.
from the ashes.
Get your Sure Shot ready, and when we come back, we're getting our portfolios ready. Spread, money line, all the picks getting in our bag to get you a bag. It is the Betting Exchange live on MSG. We'll be right back. We work, we're getting work, and we're gonna get the work going for this week.
Hopefully we're not going to be laughing too much about our bets this week.
The road to comfortably over 500 begins once again. Lay all those points with me with Arizona.
the Las Vegas Raiders over the Chicago Bears.
I don't care.
I'm looking to get into an ugly one myself. I'm taking the Steelers -1.
Let's keep it going. Buffalo, Kansas City, over 56.5.
I like that bet.
The over is 44.5. I'm going over.
I'm really looking at the Bills to get over 26.5. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I feel like we got our mojo back.
Hey,
Yes.
love to see it.
Back like we
Love
left
to
something.
see it.
Oh, I love the montages now.
Yes.
There's a lot of dinging going on, and I like that. That's awesome.
Love the ding, ding, ding. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Betting Exchange. And look, we are up at portfolio right now. And as you know, this is the money section. And we're coming in hot, guys. We're coming in so hot. Hopefully not too hot where we're going to burn ourselves out and we're due for a little bit of aggression. But these are our top 3 bets for the night tonight. We're going to give you something on the spread, which can be money line as well. We're going to do a total bet, and then the fun one, we're going to do a prop bet. So first up on the spread, who do you like, Jeff?
I have to roll up my sleeves because I ain't gonna lie, this is a nasty pick. But I'm going with the Panthers money line. I don't really have too much faith in the Panthers or the Vikings. But look, the Panthers are 2-1 at home. Minnesota is winless on the road, and I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm going to go with the home team to pull it out in the end. I'm going to go with the Panthers defense. And look, even with the spread, it's like a pick 'em. So I'm going to roll with the Panthers. They've been playing close games. Come through for me, Carolina.
Okay, Sam Darnold, we see you.
I'm going with the Cowboys on the spread over the Patriots. I love how Dak Prescott is playing. This offense is explosive. CD Lamb, all the weapons that they have. Zeke Elliott is running the ball at a high level right now. I'm going with the Cowboys. Their defense is playing well. Offense is explosive. They're going to cover.
Okay, they're going to cover. Alex, who do you like covering?
I'm going to college football, and I like Michigan State. I'm going to lay the 4.5 points against Indiana. Indiana might be playing with a backup quarterback, and even if they are able to go with their starter, they're a pretty middle-of-the-road offensive team. They don't really move the ball well. They don't score the ball at a high clip, and Michigan State's rolling. And I like their running back, and Mel Tucker in this spot. I like them. I like Michigan State.
All right, he likes Michigan State, he says. Okay, I'm going with the home team today, guys. I'm looking at the Rams versus the Giants. I'm actually taking the Giants plus 10. It's a monster spread. I usually don't like to go to a favorite when it's double digits like that. Obviously, the Rams are 4-1 straight up, and they are 3-2 against the spread. Giants are pretty banged up without Saquon and Galladay. But Danny Dimes, it's trending towards that he's actually going to play, and we are getting Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton back. So I think that they can keep this a little bit closer than 10. So I'm taking the home dogs. That's where the sharp money is as well. So I'm taking them plus 10. Hit me with your total.
All right. So, the overs have been winning for me. So let's go over one more time. I'm going over Chargers and Ravens. Now, look, their defenses are giving up a combined about 56 points per game, and we've already spoke all the superlatives about them before throughout the show, throughout everywhere. Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, this is going to be a shootout, and they are going to shoot up that over for me and give me another victory. I feel really good about this.
Real good about this. What do you like?
I like Rams and Giants.
Yep.
48.5 points. I'm going with the over. The Rams are just killing it on offense. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson offensively, and then that explosive defense. They may score a touchdown on defense as well. So I'm going to go with the over. Like you mentioned, Danny Dimes is coming back.
Yep.
You got Slayton coming back.
Yep.
Sterling Shepard. A lot of weapons for the Giants as well. So I think they're going to go over 48.5.
And we also want them to cover as well. Alex, what are you looking at?
Well, Jeff and I have been on the same side for a couple things tonight. I'm going with that Ravens-Chargers over as well. I mean, the Ravens defense just got carved up by Carson Wentz. They're on a short week. I think this is a bad spot for that defense. I also think Lamar Jackson's going to have his opportunities to get some things done with that Ravens offense as well. So 51.5, I'll go with the over.
All right.
Smart man, that's what I never say Alex Glaze. This is the smartest man I know.
Yeah, because he's siding with you on some things. All right, I'm looking at the Lions versus the Bengals. I'm actually taking the under 23 in just the first half. Joe Burrow's on some kind of throat rest right now, but I think his arm is fine, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But the Bengals start slow. I had a stat here that the Bengals have scored just 7 points in the first quarter in all of their games combined. Not that much, and these are the 24th and the 25th ranked offenses, so I can see low scoring. I like the under in the first half. What about a prop bet for you?
Okay, Dak Prescott. We know we had an injury to Danny Dimes last week. That's why we didn't ride this time. But next time, I'm going with you over 274 passing yards. Now look, he's been playing phenomenal this season, so I hope your Cowboys bet hits too. And they're going up against the Patriots. Now I thought that they were going to handle the Texans, but I had them in Survivor. They had me sweating. Davis Mills over 300 yards. They had me sweating like a snowman in a sauna just to win a Survivor pick. So I think Dak is going to do that comfortably. Plus the threat of the run too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna get this from me. I know he is. He better shoot.
You better. or what?
Or I lose money. Wow, they don't care.
What are you looking at?
My prop bet is Najee Harris going over 70.5 yards this week. Pittsburgh's offensive rushing attack has been explosive. Najee's coming off his first 100-yard game, 122 yards last week. Ben Roethlisberger is relying on that run heavily. No Juju Smith-Schuster this week, so they're going to be running that football. I'm going with Najee Harris.
All right, I like it. Alex?
I'm going with Terry McLaurin to have his longest reception be over 24.5 yards. He's averaging almost 10 targets per game and has gone over that number, 24.5, for his longest reception in 3 of the Washington football team's 5 games. That Chiefs secondary is really iffy, so I'm going with Scary Terry to go over that number.
Well, Scary Terry, he's a deep threat.
Scary.
Oh, man.
All right, guys, like I said last week, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Bills. I mean, they're paying my bills, I'll say that as much. I'm taking them over 30.5 for the team total. Now, they have crushed this every single week. And also, the Bills have covered the last 4 weeks by 22 points, which means the market is not pricing this right. Give me the Bills over the 30.5. That is the spread that I am rocking with. Y'all like that? I mean, we got to go with the Bills here,
I like it. The Bills been holding us down all year. Offense is going crazy. Jared Allen's having an MVP year.
It might as well be the Bills exchange at this point because they've been cashing in for us, paying our bills, keeping the lights on, and making us win when we pick them. So I love it. I love
exactly.
that.
Bills. All right, it's the betting exchange. Next up, we are in too deep. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the betting exchange, and it's time for us to go in too deep, taking a deep dive into the MLB playoffs. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
We
ready.
got a bunch of props and a bunch of propositions for you, and we're getting ready to do it. So, Katie, I'm going up with you. We're going to the Bay Area.
Oh,
We're talking
fancy that.
Dodgers and Giants. This has been the buzz for us, right? They're tied for who's going to be ahead after 5 innings. With a pick'em situation like this, which way are you leaning, and how do you make up your mind?
Well, I mean, might as well nickname me Katie Mox the Broken Record because obviously I like the Giants, and I like the Giants because Webb. I mean, the guy the last time he played had 7 scoreless innings and just 5 hits. So, yeah, I think first 5, Giants got this one.
All right, you better pick them after you've been riding with the Giants this whole time. Let's see if it goes.
We'll see how I look tomorrow after
Right. All right, Alex, this one is coming to you. There's still 3 teams battling it out for the NL title, even though the Braves have secured their spot in the LCS. They're still tied with the Dodgers at plus 170 and with San Francisco trailing at plus 215. Do you like the safer odds at plus 170 for the Dodgers and Braves, or do you like to take a little risk and put it on the Giants?
Well, we know
I mean, there's always some value in taking the risk there, but I'd probably play it safe and go with the 170 with either the Dodgers or the Braves. I actually really like the Braves in this spot. I'm surprised they're as high as 170. But I like them a lot. They figured things out in the second half of the season. And if the Dodgers do lose, and it is the Giants, the Braves, I think, went 3-3 against them in the regular season. So, at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear that. Eric, we're going to you. Now, as the picture gets clearer and clearer, here are the current odds in the World Series chase. Where are you putting your money based on the list of all the World Series, who they got to win the World Series, who you got your money on?
You know what? I'm riding with the Dodgers. They're the champs. They won last year, and until someone knocks them off, they are still the champs. Offensively, they're explosive. Trey Turner, you got Justin Turner, you got Mookie Betts, Will Smith. So much offense. They have great pitching, and they've really come together as a team when you hit these playoffs. So I'm going to continue to ride for the Dodgers. I think they're going to come out as the champs again.
Yeah, I think, Katie, why are you so stressed? Why are you so stressed?
I mean, I thought we were a family up here, guys. Everybody's fading me tonight. That's all right, Bay Area. We're still in this.
I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a game. Like it's gonna be a real toss-up. But I think we win as the fans. I mean, well, us because we're not really Giants.
You're not riding with me.
I have no rooting interest, but we're gonna win with that. And speaking of victories, speaking of winning. It's Erik Coleman. You won the big bet theory.
Yes.
So that means you get to give us your New York sure shot, your local team lock. Who do you got?
Listen, I know I keep hammering this team, but they're the only team that I can continue to count on, and I'm riding with the Buffalo Bills again. Buffalo Bills playing the Titans against a weak Titans defense. Listen, this team is explosive. Jared Allen's playing well. Josh Allen's playing well. Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, so many weapons. I love the Bills. I'm hammering them again. That's your short shot.
Alex,
Lock
what you think? Lock it up, right? Alex, what you think about that short shot?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
Keep rolling with the Bills. That's your bread and butter. I love it.
That Bills train is rolling all the way to the Super Bowl, maybe.
Right, you never know.
go.
Eric, real quick, what's one thing that you like about the Bills during this run to making you money?
Well, I like that they're running the football. They're playing great defense. That's the foundation that's going to help get you into the playoffs in advance.
All right. Well, that is In Too Deep. And coming up next on the Betting Exchange, we go into the NHL. We're putting it on the ice. It's the Betting Exchange live on MSG. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the betting exchange, and we're about to put it on the ice. It's time for our NHL season preview. The season already started, but that don't mean we can't keep it going. We're representing for our local squads, the Rangers, the Islanders, the Devils, and the Buffalo Sabres, all the way up in Western New York. And to get our mind right for the NHL season, we're going further up north, a little bit around over the border to Canada, and Carmine Bianco. Carmine, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yes, further north, a little north of Toronto, but and not a Leafs fan, but hockey running through my blood. So I'm glad to be here and talk this NHL season with you.
I'm hyped for that too. I can't wait to get it talking now. In terms of the NHL season, whether you're a new fan or you're a longtime fan, what's one thing that we should all be excited about?
Well, it's hockey. Obviously, number one, hockey is back. But number two is fans in the arenas is back. For the last couple of years, that's been void because we couldn't have fans in the stadiums. Piped in noise. It's not like that anymore. If you've been to a hockey game, and I was at opening night for Montreal and Toronto, the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. And it's such a great sport to in-game wager. So get to a game, get into the experience, in-game wager, and you will fall in love with this sport.
Yeah, I will say, obviously, fans are good for every single sport, but especially in hockey. I mean, God, being at a hockey game is so much fun. It has an incredible energy, so I'm so excited to get to MSG.
Yes, hockey is dope live, and what's even better, betting on hockey.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting into our NHL futures. Eric, what do you see in the future for your bet?
In my future, I see Nathan MacKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche taking home the Hart Trophy. He's a perfect balance of speed and finesse. He's powerful. Think of Saquon Barkley on skates when you talk about Nathan MacKinnon. And he plays for the Colorado Avalanche. I expect him to be in the Stanley Cup Finals this year. So you know the guy from the best team ends up in that Hart Trophy Finals.
Well, we hope he's not as injury prone as our poor Saquon is. But yes, I like that.
For
I
real.
like that.
What do you like?
I'm going to look in my crystal ball here, you guys, and I'm actually going to look at the President's Trophy. I like the Las Vegas Golden Knights for this. They tied for the most points last year in the league. They have the same core players coming back this year. I don't see too much regression there. I like them to stay at the top. So, President's Trophy, Las Vegas Knights, come on, baby.
Yes, and for me, I got the Seattle Kraken under 90.5 points. And listen, if it was anything, their season like that laser light show against the Vegas Golden Knights, where they torched the Kraken and sank it. I mean, they can't beat the Knights. Godzilla and King Kong, they're going to have to work a little bit harder than that if they're going to clash with those Titans. No kaiju fights over here. I think they're going to inject a lot of excitement into Seattle. It's an awesome sports city and bring back the Sonics too. But I think this season they're going to struggle. I think they're going to hit the under. It's not as much energy like it was with the Golden Knights, so that's where I'm rolling with it. Pretty safe bet, but I need to be safe sometimes, you know what I mean?
The Golden Knights were almost the exception to the rule.
Right.
Most new teams take a while to kind of rev up.
Yeah, it was like, how did we let this happen? But Carbide, what are your futures looking like?
Yeah, you're taking the Kraken under. I am taking Eric to the Stanley Cup Finals because I am on Colorado as well too. I think they're the President's Trophy winners, which makes his MacKinnon bet a good one because usually a team with a star like him who can score, you win the President's Trophy, you win the scoring title. Obviously, he's got to go through Connor McDavid. But hey, Nikita Kucherov 3 years ago, 128 points. But I am going to look at some season total points quickly with you guys. Vegas Golden Knights, 105.5 points under the total. A little bit of regression from this team, I think. 109 points their inaugural season, 93 the year following, and then 86 and 82. Shortened seasons on those two, of course. Fleury is gone. It's Robin Lehner taking over the duties with Lauren Brassard as his backup. He's going to have to play 60-plus games for this team to get close to that 105 points. I just don't see him doing it. He hasn't done it since 16-17 with the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, wow.
Montreal Canadiens, under 88.5 points. I think this one is as strong as you can get. A lot of regression with Montreal. Carey Price gone indefinitely. Backup goalie Jake Allen, Samuel Montembeault. Shea Weber gone for the whole year likely with an injury. This team is struggling on defense. They're going to hurt and they're going to hurt throughout their lineup. I'm sorry, they're not getting anywhere close to 88.5.
I'm hurt just listening to him.
Yeah, it sounds like a struggle for the Canadiens this season if what Carmine says actually happens. Now, for our local teams, Rangers, Islanders, Devils, Sabres, who do you think the money says has the best chance to reach the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, listen, some great teams. The road to the to Metropolitan and the Eastern Conference to get to the Stanley Cup goes to the New York Islanders. Fantastic team throughout that lineup, well coached, but not enough value for me here. So I'm going to go with a sneaky good team, the New York Rangers, plus 425 and plus 1100 to win the East. You've got, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing Shesterkin in net. You got some great defensemen, Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trumba, Tenorti, name it. That's three pretty good lines. And then a lot of scoring up top, Lafreniere, Zibanejad, and Kreider. So give me the New York Rangers.
You already know I like to hear that about the Rangers.
Yes.
And let's see what our NHL futures are looking like. What I like about these bets, there's a lot of good synergy within us. We don't really clash. And hopefully, we'll be able to take it to the house. We need it, especially for our future.
We could all win these futures.
we could all win.
No losers here.
Carmine, thank you so much for joining us. Your NHL knowledge was impeccable, and good luck with all your bets this season. For Katie, for Erik, and for myself, thank you for joining the Betting Exchange. And up next, it's Rangers Game Night. John Giannone, Steve Valiquette, and the King. Hank, you already know the vibes. It's Henrik Lundqvist. Rangers Game Night coming up next. Don't go anywhere.